The presentation we're about to go through is available on my website for download now. It's streaminglearningcenter.com, and if you scroll down to encoding here, multi-distribution of live video, click that link. That will take you to this page. And that page will have a download link here where you can download the handout. So that's available now on streaminglearningcenter.com. So here's our agenda. I mean, live streaming started out years ago where you sent a single stream to a web server somewhere and that was distributed. And typically it was distributed to a single service like Livestream or Ustream or others. And then social media came into play, and all of a sudden we wanted to distribute multiple streams to, Facebook Live, multiple Facebook Live accounts, YouTube Live, Periscope, other sites. So what I tried to do in this presentation is I tried to review the basic alternatives that we all have. And you can still go direct if you want, and that's the first option that we're going to cover. And then we're going to look at encoder-related cloud services. So if you're using one of these hardware devices, there's a good chance there's a cloud service that can do this multiple distribution for you. So that's not, if you have the Teradek encoder, you're going to want to use Teradek Core, their distribution system. If you're using an existing vendor like live streaming service provider Livestream, Boxcast, or Daycast, I'll show you that they also give you the ability to stream to Facebook Live, to stream to YouTube Live, in addition to streaming to their page for either distribution on their platform or embedding into your own website. And briefly touch on the fact that some online video platforms, including Yala, and Matt, do you guys do this as well? And Bright Cove, who's here, can also do multiple distribution if you want to distribute to multiple sites. So always want to use an existing vendor if the existing vendor has that capability. And then the last alternative that we look at is what I'm calling distribution platforms, which are platforms that actually were invented to do the actual multi-distribution that we're talking about. So, and there's two platforms we're going to cover, Switchboard Live and Go Easy Live. And as you'll see, these do, Switchboard Live is more of a switching program, and it gives you the ability to reach dozens or even hundreds of Facebook Live accounts if that's what you want to do. If you're a service provider, you've got a lot of websites you'd like to, or Facebook accounts you'd like to display the video on, Switchboard Live is a great alternative. Go Easy Live is more of a production platform. So if you want to send a single stream up to the cloud or multiple streams up to the cloud and switch up there, add titles, add scoreboards in the cloud, and then distribute to multiple sites, that's what Go Easy Live is all about. Now, we're going to be spending a lot of time looking at videos produced by these vendors that show you how they operate. And those links will be in the PDF file that you can download. So if you want to duplicate the experience from here, you'll be able to do that once you get back to your offices or studios. I want to point out one thing. Facebook has some rules that apply to any developer who wants to integrate with their API. And this is directly from, you can see the URL up there, the Facebook rules. And they basically say that don't build apps that enable publishers to simultaneously stream to Facebook and other online services. Okay, so really what this means is that if you're using the API in a product like Wirecast, just to talk about a product that we all know, if you're using the API to stream to Facebook, so you log into Facebook via Wirecast and send it that way, that's nice and simple, but you'll be prevented from streaming to other sites using their APIs in Wirecast. So you can use their generic RTMP interface, but you can't use their API interface. And that's just, this is a rule that most of the companies who have reputable products and services are going to live by that, because if they don't, Facebook is going to yank their ability to write to their API. So if you choose Wirecast as your alternative, again, you'll try and use the API. It'll work for Facebook. Then you try and do this for YouTube Live, and you'll get kicked out of their API because of this rule here. You have to go to a generic RTMP interface. Everybody clear on that? Not a huge deal. There's an easy workaround, but I just wanted to kind of start with that. So going direct, here we're talking about the ability to basically go directly from your offices to multiple services. You want to go, let's just pick Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Those are your two goals. Now you can buy separate encoders for each, obviously. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but one device that makes it pretty simple to do is the Matrox Monarch HD, which can accept two separate inputs in either HDMI or HDSDI, and it can send one input to one destination, to Facebook Live or YouTube, can send the two different feeds to two different destinations, or it can send, it can record one and send one to a service, or send both, send a single stream to two destinations. So you have a lot of flexibility there with respect to this product. Let's take a quick look at it in action. So that's what this gentleman.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to press the stream button, and you'll see that it starts flashing, and I'm actually going to press the record button as well, and that starts flashing, and the LED by the SD card is flashing. So from the front panel that you're recording to
So in this case, he's configured it to stream from channel 1 and record in channel 2. Why would you want to do that? Because you want to stream to Facebook Live or YouTube Live, and you want to keep a high quality alternative for editing or for uploading somewhere else.
You're recording to SD, and that you are streaming. So looking at the YouTube Live interface, it's just checking the stream status. And there you are. You can see that the stream is good. We've already enabled preview. So if we click on preview, in a few seconds, we should get the stream from the Monarch HD.
And there it is. So that's the Matrox Monarch in action. Again, you could stream one stream to two destinations, or record one and stream one. Pretty flexible device. Particularly nice if you're sending one stream out to your CDN and then another one to a different location on your network, say for another facility, another room in your office to watch it. What do we like about the benefits of a dual encoder? You can stream to platforms like YouTube Live or Facebook Live and your own website. Target both platforms for obviously the benefits of streaming to multiple locations. You can stream primary and backup server destinations for redundancies. And as we talked about, you can stream locally at high bit rates, say to a separate campus, and then to a CDN at a lower bit rate. Desktop production software, I mentioned Wirecast before. This is one of a few systems that can do this, and this is what the configuration looks like.
The concept of busy doesn't do your day justice.
So now that you're in Wirecast, we'll go over to Output and Output Settings. So now it's just a matter of picking where you want your live stream to go. So you can choose Facebook and go OK. Now the first thing you can do here is just name it Facebook Stream Test. That's just for your own personal list over here, so you know which one is which. The destination is obviously Facebook. We've just picked that. The encoding for Facebook is locked down. You're locked in at 720p. Username. I'm already logged in, but you can authenticate your Facebook account by clicking Change here, and then it will ask you to log in. We'll cancel that because I'm already logged in. And from there, you get to choose which profile or which account you want to actually broadcast live to on Facebook. Then you should just hit Create, and then you're done. So now we're going to add our second stream that we're going to broadcast live to at the same time. So we click Add, and we can choose YouTube. Okay, your YouTube channel is not configured. You need to authenticate. Please sign in, pick which channel that you want to broadcast live to, click allow. You see here it's fetching live streams. Now I actually don't have any events already set up on.
And this is the issue I talked about. Now you have to use the generic RTMP interface to log into YouTube because you can't do Facebook and YouTube together using the two APIs. So
on this YouTube channel, so live events as in upcoming events. If you do, then they'll appear in the drop down box here. Because I don't, it's actually going to let me stream live just to the front page of that YouTube channel. So that's fine for this, but yeah, you can always create an event by clicking the plus here and schedule an event for a time or make an event unlisted or private. All of those settings are in there. So we just change our encoding settings here to YouTube 720p. So you can see here our two output settings are going to Facebook and to YouTube. So click OK. So now that your output settings are locked in, it's just a matter of clicking the stream button here and you're away and you're live to both YouTube and to Facebook. If you found
So you get all the benefits of supporting two destinations from a single machine. The potential issues is potential CPU issues. Each stream is a separate encode. Wirecast has to encode each stream separately. It's going to drag system performance if you're trying this on a laptop. If you buy one of Wirecast's dedicated machines that have this capability, so they sell a line of machines, I forget what it's called, that that's designed specifically to run Wirecast. And if you say that you want to get one that does double encoding or triple encoding for different destinations, you can do that. The other what do we like about going direct? You control all the streams. There's no third party involved. That's probably more important if you're in a security conscious business like banking or government. There's no third-party fees, so there's no operating expense. You buy the software, you pay your bandwidth costs, and that's pretty much it. And there's going to be slightly lower latency because there's no switching or transcoding going on at the cloud service. What do we not like about this? It requires higher output bandwidth requirements. If you're going to stream to two destinations from a single source, you're going to need more bandwidth. If you're an event producer and you're going out to different locations, that can be a very significant drag, because oftentimes you don't know how much bandwidth is there. If you're paying for bandwidth and you want to pay for two outbound streams, it's going to be very, very expensive. It's a little bit higher CapEx. This approach, I think you can do one or two streams or two or three streams, but I think it doesn't scale well beyond two or three. I think if you want to, if you're an event producer and you want to get your video on 20 or 30 Facebook pages, you're not going to be able to go direct with hardware or software products. You're going to have to use a cloud-based service. Okay, now we'll look at cloud switching with existing vendors. How does this work? You send a single stream out, you duplicate the stream and route to different destinations in the cloud. The key benefits of this entire class and pretty much every product we're going to look at going forward, or every service we're going to look at, is low CapEx. You've got a single encoder on site and lower outbound bandwidth requirements. So if sending a single stream out is always going to be more efficient than sending multiple streams out. And that's great for event producers. I would never think to do double encoding on site if I was an event producer at some church or some concert hall or some other site like that. It's too expensive, and you're never assured of the bandwidth that you need. So if you've got Teradek's here at the show. If you've got one of their encoders, you want to seriously consider using Teradek Core. What is Teradek Core? It's a cloud service that lets you publish a single video feed to multiple destinations simultaneously. Here's the graphics. So you've got a single encoder here coming up through their bond system for improving the output signal. It goes out to core, that's the management plug, and then you can send it to different locations here. How many people have Teradek encoders? Okay, we're going to look at some of the other benefits of core in a second. Let's do a quick demo. These demos helpful?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're going to do a quick walkthrough here of the Teradek Core Fleet Management System. You can access Core on any web browser as long as you have internet connection. So whether you're using Safari or Chrome, you can simply type in core.teradek.com and be able to log in from there. So I'm going to go over a quick overview of some of the main features. As you see on the dashboard here, I have my sources on the left. This will be your codecs. As you see, I have some Teradek cubes in there. I also have a slice. On the right, you have your destination. So you have decoders. This can be cube or slice decoders, or T-Racks, or MPEG transport stream. You also have your channels, which include CDNs like Facebook Live, YouTube, Periscope, Ustream, and of course a custom RTMP. What I'm going to show you is the easy drag and drop UI that we've been able to make with the new Core dashboard here. I simply dragged over a Cube 205, one of my encoders, and I'm going to set it to a destination. I want to have this codec go to Facebook Live. I also want to send one over to YouTube. And why not? Let's put over custom RTMP. In addition, I could send it to MPEG transport stream, or if I had any physical decoders, I could do that as well. And if you had multiple destinations that you like to manage, you can also set them up as groups. Once they're all in here, I can hit go live on each destination. I can also start recording from here. And the beauty of this is with your encoders, you only need to send one main stream up to Core. From there, Core will be able to redistribute the video stream over various resolutions and bit rates by transcoding in the cloud. So if each destination has a different requirement, you can do so. Just to show you a little bit more into the inventory, so in addition to routing your video signals, you can also manage your details and settings of your codecs. If you go in here, you can monitor your data rate, drop frames if you have any, and your video bit rate. In addition, you can actually change your settings via the cloud. So you don't have to actually be locally connected to your device as long as you are connected to the internet via Core, and of course your codecs are connected via Core as well. As you'll see if you are familiar with Teradek's workflow, we have the Sputniks, which are the backbone to Core. These are hosting all the devices as well as demuxing all the video. You can monitor it as well as manage it from here. And lastly, I'll show you the Channels tab. This allows you to add channels. Again, any CDN you like, Facebook Live, YouTube, Periscope. These are a few natively integrated as well as custom RTMP. And lastly, just to show you here, if you are working with a group or you have an organization, you can set up multiple profiles giving certain permissions like admin or just user profiles. So this has been a quick look at the Teradek Core Fleet Management System. If you'd like further information, visit teradek.com or give us a call. Thanks for watching.
Teradek is here at the show. Key benefits of using Teradek Core with Teradek hardware. You know, this is kind of the reason you guys are here. You can, if you have got an HEVC encoder, you can't send that directly to Facebook Live. You can't send that directly to YouTube because they don't support HEVC. You want the bandwidth benefit, you'd have to route that through Core. So lower bandwidth requirements on the outbound side or higher quality. As you saw, you can remotely manage and configure your Teradek encoders, archive your streams, transcode and more, and you can even update the software on your Teradek encoders using Core. So if you've got a Teradek encoder, you want to stream to multiple locations, Teradek Core is the first place I would look. And here's their pricing. Same deal if you have a live view encoder. Live view is also here at the show. They have a cloud service called Live View Central. As we saw with Teradek, you get remote control, you get simplified upgrades, and then you get full unit monitoring, so you can see what the stream is coming in, and then you can do the routing that we talked about. And that's what you see here. And look at about 90 seconds of their video. Kind of the same deal as what you get with Teradek.
Hi! In this tutorial, we will demonstrate how to stream live to Facebook. This can be done in parallel to any SDI streaming, or only to Facebook using a streaming channel. Let's begin by determining our social media settings. Go to Manage, and select Channel tab. In the upper right-hand side of the screen, choose the social media icon. You can now determine your video profile either by using predefined profiles, or you can choose your own resolution by clicking on the Advanced Video setting. Click on Video Resolution, then select the video bitrate, and apply the settings and save. The next step, to stream to Facebook in parallel to the SDI streaming. Go to the Units tab and select the unit you would like to stream through. Select the MMH with an SDI and start streaming. If you click on the Go Live, a window will open your Facebook screen. You can use your own login or change it if you wish. Click on Share Your Video and then click Next. In this screen, you're able to see the preview, but
Okay, so same deal, configure multiple output points, including Facebook Live. One of the nice things about Live View Central is it's free with any unit, lease or purchase or rental. So if you have a piece of Live View gear, then you want to look at Live View Central as an alternative for distributing to multiple platforms. Same thing with Wowza. Wowza's got Clearcaster, which is a new hardware encoding appliance. Initial pricing was here, now they're coming out with a lower cost unit. We're making the old unit the lower cost unit. I played with this and tested it and reviewed it, and it works really well. At the time, it was the only option that got you 1080p output to Facebook Live. Every other product was 720p maximum. So pretty hefty product. And what they introduced within the last month is the ability to simulcast to other destinations via the Wowza Streaming Cloud. So you've got the Clearcaster here, you send this to Facebook Live, you send another stream up to Wowza Streaming Cloud, and then you can choose additional targets here. Anybody have the Clearcaster here? Okay, so this is a relatively new feature. As I said, it just came out in the last month or so, and obviously you can stream to multiple locations via the Wowza Streaming Cloud, even if you don't have the Clearcaster. Wowza, very functional product, developer-oriented. Most of these other products and services are more, are a little bit less technical, but Wowza's pricing is very aggressive. And again, I'm going through this quickly, but all this information, you can download it on my website, streaminglearningcenter.com. It's available now. Streambox is another hardware provider like Teradek, like LiveView, more on the portable side, so it's kind of not like Wowza. And they have a cloud-based service as well, which is Streambox Cloud, and you see all the features here. If you're using Streambox hardware, you want to consider Streambox Cloud, and here's their pricing. And then one question I wanted to address at this point is, you can always buy another encoder to reach another service. What are the benefits? We talked about the security benefits before. My conclusion is, again, one or two services, yes, but if you're going to go beyond one or two, you're going to want to use a cloud service. And bottom line is, if you're using encoding hardware, check and see if that vendor has a cloud service, because you get a bunch of nice features that you wouldn't get with a third-party service. And let's look at live streaming platforms. These are platforms that input live streams, enable playback on their own website. Live stream is a destination people go for videos. Enable playback on your site via embedding, and you can also send a stream to Facebook Live. If you're using one of these services or using any live streaming service provider, check and make sure that see if they can send a stream to another service. We'll see what that looks like on the next couple of slides. So this is live stream. This is the live stream setup. Anybody here using live stream? So if you're using live stream, you go into your setup area, you choose simulcast, and that gives you the ability to add either Facebook Live or YouTube, as well as a custom destination via RTMP. If you're using Facebook Live, you want to go to multiple destinations, that's a natural way to do it. Boxcast is another service, and Boxcast gives you the ability to not only stream to the Boxcast site to embed it in your own page, but also address Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and other RTMP destinations. So it's another easy way to access multiple streamed or multiple destinations. And other vendors that have multiple platform support, Uyala is one I'm familiar with. Brightcoves does the same thing. Daycast is another live stream service provider. Basically, if you're using a cloud provider for any live streaming task, then the first step you should take is to look into their ability to stream to multiple targets, because if they don't do it this month, they probably will do it next month. It's a pretty key feature in most live platforms. Now, these are the platforms that were designed from the ground up to do what it is you guys want to do, which is stream to multiple platforms. And the original first product that did this was called Switchboard Live. We wrote a tutorial that's in the streaming media sourcebook at this URL that talks about exactly what what we're talking about, the ability to configure and send videos to multiple destinations. Here's a quick YouTube video that shows the UI. There is no audio, but you've got 2 incoming feeds. He's adding multiple destinations. So now he's got 3 destinations configured. He's configuring that into a group called YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook, or I'm sorry, Twitch. He's got 2 streams coming in. He's got 2 groups. And now he's sending that incoming stream to all 3 of these groups. So this is a product, I guess a service called Switchboard Cloud. A couple of things that it does. That I find really desirable is that you can easily get permission from another Facebook user without asking for their password. So we're going to look at some analytics in a second. They did an event for Al Gore, one of his conservation live events, and they wanted to go out to a bunch of different Facebook pages. So they can send an invitation to each Facebook page. That person can say, yes, you can do this, and then they get access to send the video to that Facebook page. And you can scale up to 2, 5, 10, hundreds of different sites if you want to, all without asking for their password. So it's essentially a system designed to do multiple times what we're talking about. And I think for political events, brand events, other live events, it's a really natural feature. What it can also do, which is kind of fun, is it can switch different feeds to one target, or actually multiple targets. This is the outbound feed that we would configure to multiple targets. So we'd configure this to say Facebook Live, Twitch, YouTube Live. Here are the different inputs. This is input A, this is interviews, input B, this is a session. To do the review of Facebook, or the tutorial of this product, I used a scenario from last Streaming Media East where we had 2 tracks going. One was interviews, one was sessions. And I was able to configure this outbound track using these 2 inputs, and this is going out to 3 different destinations, so I could easily switch input with this tab here. So I've got 3 live outbound feeds going, again, to whichever services I want to support, and then this is live for the entire 8-hour day, and then I would just switch between interviews and sessions. So I can switch in addition to accessing the other sites. And that's pretty cool stuff. And the final really cool feature about Switchboard Live is the Al Gore event I talked about, where they went out to, I guess, 314 hosted sites. They had 27,000 social shares, and then you get very, very granular data from them, as well as consolidated data. So if you're looking for a really, really big event, you want to access a lot of different sites, Switchboard Cloud does a great job with that. And here's pricing. And the last service we'll talk about is Easy Live Cloud Production, which is in my words, a cloud production studio. I wrote a review of the service. Here, they made dramatic changes to both interface and functionality since then. Basically, it's 1 or multiple streams in. You can do your production. By production, I mean you can add a scorecard, you can add overlays, you can add titles, and then you can send it out to multiple destinations. What's the benefit of doing your production in the cloud? Instead of sending 3 people in a TriCaster to a location, you can send 1 person with a camera or use a robotic camera and do all the production anywhere with internet access. So this is certainly where things are going. So this is one of the major changes, just the interface. This looks a whole lot more like Wirecast, where you've got, this is your basic feeds, anything above these are an overlay. So this could be a scoreboard, this could be a logo, and here's a main feed coming in. You have multiple feeds that can be live or video on demand, and anything above them is going to be superimposed over the videos on the bottom. This guy's really quiet.
Easy Live's control room simplifies any streaming effort. First, you'll want to choose your ingest point, followed by ensuring that your time zone is accurate. Next, you'll want to verify your encoding settings. Clicking on the Modify button shows you previously used encoding options. Clicking on the cogwheel allows for you to change them. Other elements of the control panel, like the metadata section, allows for you to verify all correct information for any endpoint you choose. The next step is one of Easy Live's most sought after features, which is the ability to add multiple broadcasts simultaneously to your streaming effort. Here you'll be able to choose from integrated API efforts like Facebook and YouTube, or a custom RTMP point. Here we're going to choose Facebook, and let's choose YouTube as well. Click Select, and your desired endpoint will appear back in the control panel. Once the broadcast is started, you can verify the quality of the stream at a glance by looking at the green check marks. The bottom half of the control panel displays all sources and media that you've selected prior to or during the broadcast. Anything above a layer will show on top of that layer. Other key features of Easy Live can be accessed from the control panel, including the Recordings tab, the Monitoring tab, and the Chat panel. These other key features are covered in other videos. Thanks for watching.
Needs more coffee. Here's where you set the multiple destinations.
Hi guys, today I'm going to introduce you to the production switcher. And we're going to start with some basics. And then we're going to move into some.
Publishing to multiple endpoints is quick with Easy Live. Authorize the endpoints you wish to go live to. In this case, Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, and YouTube will be the example. We're showing this in real time so you can get a realistic expectation as to how long this process takes. This will only take a minute. Notice on the right, you'll see green check marks already for Facebook as it's already live before we've even gone to the others. Shortly afterwards, Twitch and Periscope will go live. And then following that will be YouTube. This process simplifies the streaming effort by reducing the bandwidth and equipment necessary to go live to multiple sources simultaneously.
And the last really cool feature is clipping in DVR. Suppose you use this service for a conference like this.
To create short and long form video clips, click on the Recordings tab in the control room. The Recordings page is where you'll create and manage all videos created during a broadcast. DVRs are long form video clips with a max length of 2 hours, whereas clips can be generated instantly for 25 seconds at a time. In this particular example, we'll record a series of gameplay, titling it DVR Series 1, then click Start to begin the DVR function. The main broadcast and the DVR video clip are being recorded simultaneously. Let's create a clip. Simply click the button for a 25-second video clip. Once any completed video is available, clicking the Show Actions button opens a menu. Here you'll be able to edit the event itself, choosing frames or seconds to trim the video, or edit the metadata, making future exports of that particular video more accurate. Once your video is ready, you can download it directly to your desktop or choose to export it to our integrated social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter.
So if you're shooting a concert, you can do a song-by-song DVR. If you're shooting a workshop like this, you can do a session-by-session DVR. You've got instant replay capabilities if you want to do that. So it's a very, very, very functional technology for a lot of different types of events. And I think that's it. And here's pricing for Go Easy Live. Any questions?
Does that pricing include?
Oh, go ahead.
Does that pricing include multiple sources?
Does that price include multiple sources?
Limited amount of sources.
You'll have to check. I haven't studied it. We hear this. For people who came late, you can download the handout, get all the information on my website, which is streaminglearningcenter.com, and that's available now. So go to the website, scroll down to encoding, and here's the handout.
Closed captioning options for any or all of these?
Closed captioning options, great question. I don't know the answer. I don't have high hopes.
Can they handle multiple embedded audio tracks, languages?
Can they handle multiple embedded audio tracks and languages? I would guess not. Go with both of the two cloud services we talked about can do pretty amazing things via the API that go beyond the UI. So if they did it, it would be API based rather than UI based. Matt, can you guys handle that?
Yes.
So Matt comes from Bright Cove, who is a
Your enterprise use cases are going to call for study one form records and 608, 708 captions.
I'm not aware of a solution you discussed today that supports that, but there's plenty that do.
You say you're not aware of any, but you think there are plenty that do?
Not any that you've discussed here, but there are other enterprise-grade encoders that handle both of those use cases.
What about so you're saying encode in the enterprise and then distribute that way, or they can do the muxing and distribution to
In
multiple?
the cloud, absolutely. You can generate renditions in the cloud, but the facility to cloud on-ramp, there are encoders out there that will pass the captions and the SCSI 104 markers for ad insertion.
What are the services that can do the captions and multiple language support in the cloud?
I'm not clear on all the ones you described. Ours does. There's a lot of enterprise-grade OVP type platforms that will support that. Like I say, most of your enterprise-grade, channel lineups that are going over the top require that as a minimum use case today.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, we're out of here. Thanks for your attention.